Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Pleased to meet you. It's a great concert tonight.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. What's your name?
Adrian,
Adrian.
from Radio 2UE.
Nice to meet you, Adrian.
Pleased to
Would
meet
you like
you.
to sit down?
I'd love to.
There you go.
Performing first night in Sydney.
A little uneven. The audience is very warm and lovely. We still have our technical problems to deal with, which hopefully by tomorrow we'll be all finished.
Is this your first visit to Australia?
Actually not. I was here in 1970. I played at a club called Checkers Club, which was in existence then in Sydney. And I was here for about 3 weeks, and it was a very enjoyable time.
Did you participate in any of the package tours of the early 60s? With
Not
Australia?
really. In Australia, no. I only came over here once before.
Well, one thing that distinguishes you from many teenage stars was the fact that you pursued your education. Was this through your parents, pressure through your parents, or did you just sort of think that, well, this pop business, it comes and it goes, I should pursue something, a bit more of a background in terms of education?
I did really kind of think that this pop business was kind of a come and go sort of thing, and I did kind of envision it not lasting for very long. And I think part of it was parental in that it was something that I thought about from very early on. From the time I was 12 or 13, I really wanted to go to college. So at the point where I was 16 and I had the hit, it didn't seem like a good enough reason not to continue on.
At one stage, we're thinking of an acting career during the late 60s.
During the late 60s, I did an awful lot of what we call summer stock in the States, which is book shows that you tour on a weekly basis to different theaters. And I enjoyed it very much. It got me interested in musical theater, and it did get me interested in acting to a certain degree. And I did about 6 or 8 different shows during that period.
With coming to Australia, were you sort of a bit wary about travelling halfway around the world, and what did you expect?
I wasn't wary at all. I had had a wonderful time when I was here, and I have so many friends who have been over in the last bunch of years, and everyone says it's just gotten more wonderful. So I was expecting exactly what I'm seeing, a very beautiful city and a very warm, wonderful audiences as we've been getting.
Well, your career started when you were 16. How did that feel, being so young and having a number one with It's My Party in '63? Well,
it was very shocking to suddenly wake up one day and hear your own songs or your own records on the air, and it was actually, it was an awful lot of fun, but there was an awful lot of new responsibilities attached to it. So it was kind of a double-edged sword. There were many wonderful advantages, and there were many things about it that became more difficult. Anonymity, for example, you sort of lose that. The fan mail sort of became overwhelming, and it used to be difficult sometimes to read some of the fan mail from some of my young fans who had real problems at home or with their parents or with their siblings or in school, and it was difficult to kind of peer into their lives and realize that so many people had troubles across the country, across the world, and I felt in a funny way as though I had been blessed and was kind of trouble-free.
With many of your songs, they deal mainly with teenage emotions and situations. I guess they're still pretty much current today, although the scene has changed, I guess, a bit. It's not as, let's say, naive or as innocent as it was then. Has your music found a new audience, do you think?
I know for sure it has. I play an awful lot of what we call fair dates in the States, which are basically huge outdoor fairs. And most often what I'm seeing now, and these take place in the summer, I see my own peers, my contemporaries coming with their little kids, and the little kids are singing along and they're singing the same songs. In a funny way, this music, the music of the 50s and 60s, may be the first music that generations have shared.
You worked with Quincy Jones through a greater part of the 60s when the hits were coming. At this point in time, do you see yourself going back in the studio and producing new material?
Absolutely. Yes, I do. The song that I open with is a song called Mama, I'm a Rocker, which is a song that I've written with Dean Pitchford, who wrote all those wonderful songs from Footloose and is one of Kenny Loggins' collaborators, very wonderful lyricist. That's a song that I will be doing. I'm sure that I'm going to be doing a record of Out Here on My Own, which is another song I did in my set this evening. It's from Fame, and I've never recorded it, and I'm looking forward to doing that, as well as I'm in the process of writing other songs for the rest of the album.
Getting back to the tour, are there any particular artists here that you've worked with before? Or?
I've actually worked with all of them before. This is the first time I've worked with the Everly Brothers. And they seem to be really terrific guys. I'm enjoying them. Bo Diddley and I we do 10 or 12 concerts a year together at different places. Mary Wilson and I don't often work together, but we did an awful lot of work together, especially television back in the 60s, and it's always wonderful to see her. Jerry Lee and I did a special for PBS just about a year and a half ago in Nashville, and every now and again Chuck and I meet each other on the road.
I bought a compilation of yours through
Yes.
Mercury on compact disc, which was from the original 4-track masters.
Is that right?
Yeah, of a lot of your hit singles. And so, I mean, I was familiar with It's My Party and Judy's
Yes.
Turn, but I've sort of been listening to the other songs too and been hooked.
Good.
So it's sort of a bit of a buzz for me to talking
That's
to you, so
great.
if I'm a bit flustered.
Hi.
Oh well, actually, he was talking to me, but it's my assistant.
Oh, okay, beautiful. I thought it was radio too. Great, it was terrific. I appreciate it.
Right.
It's Judy's turn to cry, Judy's turn to cry, Judy's turn to cry. See you later.
Looking good out there. I love that entrance to the audience. I love it. See you later. Okay, let's go. Okay.
So Max? Max.
We'll just wait. We'll come right out to you as soon I think he's
Did you get anything?
Yeah.
Really, a little bit.
Put this in, baby.
That's a minute. See you later.
So many people are going to give them free tickets tonight. A lot of people outside the interviewed and said, oh, free tickets, that's why we came.
I'll catch you a bit later.
How many are going? We should have studied on this and that, you know.
She had a first hit record in 1963 with It's My Party. She was 16.
Start off with saying that the show was great, I loved it, you know, if you were watching it. I need one of those little things in my finger doing it.
You got Leslie yet?
Not yet, just about.
Yeah, she's really nice. And Bo's fabulous. Bo's speaks to everyone. Bo's wonderful. You'll enjoy it. I don't think he's here though yet, is he? Bo Diddley.
I don't think so.
Oh, you can't miss Bob. When Bob comes in, you don't miss him.
grab Cole and ask him to take it.
She's come off, has she? She should be by now. She's down right now.
Leslie's on the way down. Thank you. How you doing?
It's a great show.
Scotch that for you.
Oh, Lester, where has it been?
Scotch. Should I worry? I just told her I scotched that. She scotched it for you. An idea. You want to drag and we want to kidnap her. Oh, yes, I'm coming home. Coming home.
Fantastic.
What do we have? This is not necessarily a good time.
I think we're going to watch a little show.
Okay, no, we'll do it.
Man at the door, your driver's just...
Okay, great. Terrific.
He's ready now, wherever you are.
He doesn't want to play tennis with her. So
He's... I have to slow her.
You're right on my toe so I can...
I chose to slow him up.
That's a very good idea.